FPV drones are dangerous. Don't run, watch and listen for it. Do you want to do some shooting?
We're heading to a new position held by the 33rd Brigade. The guys load construction material for the new trenches. We'll be roughly 5 kilometers from the Russians, but the situation changes every hour. The infantry vehicle smells like sweat, gasoline, and war.
Godspeed, guys. Godspeed.
We drive fast.
Yeah, I have to admit that's my first time in that country. It's quite an experience. But it's going to really withstand and lighting blind and FPVs. Well, let's hope we won't do the test tonight.
The drive is long. Everybody's on the edge. We hide under the trees and wait for instructions.
Так, давайте, идемте за мной.
Follow me.
In the bunker, the usual massive screen shows a live stream of surrounding positions filmed by drones. While soldiers are resting, Nomad, the platoon commander, evokes recent fights.
We had them in a column, but all of that got burned because actually, when they rushed in, they got taken. They ended up killing their own. And after that, the next day, they scattered everywhere. And that was it.
A 33rd Brigade drone recorded everything a few days ago. Outside, the tree line is intact, which means the Russians haven't managed to hit it so far.
We're gonna head out in Yeltsin by 8 to go to our first position. So we're gonna be fairly visible from the sky, thanks to my black helmet.
Our team will follow the platoon commander in his inspection in broad daylight. But before touring the tree line, a few recommendations.
FPV drones are dangerous. When you spot one, don't run, watch and listen for it. Stay near tree trunks, so it might get caught in the tree if it comes close. Listen for incoming shells. If it whistles, it's not heading your way. If the whistle is fast, drop to the ground immediately. Whether it flies over or lands nearby, get down. Cover your head. Got it?
Each of us has to keep at least 10 meters between us, so only one will be wounded or worse. On the way, a few soldiers carry planks and plaster on their shoulders for the trenches. It's a painfully slow process when the Russians keep attacking. The first position is not ready, and Nomad not happy. But he keeps his cool.
Come on, let's set up the position so we can at least start shooting. Do you want to do some shooting?
Another silent walk to hear death if it's coming from above. The fields marked by a ribbon around us are mined. We arrived at another position. As you can see, the walk / run was pretty intense, pretty exposed. Yeah, that's the kind of fairly paranoid feeling of hearing FPVs all the time, plus the artillery, of course. And it's good paranoia. It can, save your life somehow. On this line, soldiers only rely on heavy machine guns, such as Mark 19 and mortars supported by a drone unit. It's the fourth line, but these days, it tends to become the first or zero line very quickly. The Russians tried to storm one of their positions a few days before.
There's a lot of shellings. We plan to move away gradually because they are stronger and have more personnel. From where do they attack? From everywhere.
So we're in the trench. On the behind us, there's the mortars. This Ukrainian-made mortar, Soviet model, American mines. Basically, it's in the direction of the Russians, which are around there. Apparently, they're also coming from all positions these days. So as you can see, it's a very low trench, but it would be fairly dangerous to go there and to stand up, because obviously we're just facing an open field, and Russians could see us. So
It's nearly impossible to bring water or food by car to the guys fighting on the zero line. That's why they use drones to send tightly wrapped bottles of water and food, hoping it will reach them. We head back to the bunker, a new run with a pounding heart for a few kilometers under the clear sky. In winter, it's gonna be worse. Those positions have to be ready before the leaves fall. Inside the dugout, Spets heads the drone unit. He has been fighting for 10 years and keeps a collection of grenade pins for each Russian killed in a drone attack. Spets' hate for the Russians is clear when he talks about once thriving cities razed to the ground.
It's very painful because it can happen to any city or settlement. The hate for them is growing more and more, so no one is going to show any mercy.
A few minutes later, the encrypted chats buzz with bad news. The Russians shelled a nearby position. At least 4 were wounded and they need an evacuation, but the Russians are closing in, which means they'll have to wait until the enemy is cleared. Finally, it's time to get back.
Basically, with the guys waiting for the armored vehicle to take us back. Now, right now, the armored vehicle is evacuating some other people, but yeah, they're gonna go back and forth, and mostly here outgoing so far, artillery, but yeah, it's still super dangerous to go out right now.
The team needs to hide in a makeshift tunnel until the APC comes.
Walking in the dark, waiting for the JB to arrive. They're a good escort. Doesn't make it less scary, but still the most dangerous point of the trip. FPVs are around, artillery. So yeah, plus we don't see anything when we walk. It's not the easiest part.
When we hear the APC, we move out and wait under the cover. The APC flies in, you stay under the cover until you hear the command. Then you jump in and take your positions. The first ones head to the back, settle in, and that's it.
Come on. Go. Бегом. Так, я бегом. Ти? Головна рука. Давай.
We're going home. Nomad and his men stay behind to prepare trenches and repel the Russians for a tough winter ahead.